Nate, another big one coming up, as always.
Yeah.
Heading over to Germany to fight Yushin Okami. For all the marbles again, just about.
Yeah.
All but one marble.
Yeah,
the title fight's on the line with this one. Any added pressure with that coming in, or have you kind of just come to grips with it's always pressure going in? You always got to win.
I mean, yeah, there's always a certain amount of pressure, but really for me, for it being for a title shot is more of a motivation than pressure. I don't see it as a negative thing. I know how badly I want the title, and knowing that this is for the shot, then it just makes it that much more important to me.
So it actually doesn't really add that much pressure. It just makes it that much more exciting for you because that's what everybody always talks about, getting even on their losses or beating Anderson Silva in your case or something. But I know for you, it's always been that same goal as the title, not so much revenge on somebody who's beaten you.
For sure, yeah, that's the number one goal, is to be the champion. To be the best that I can be, and be the best in the world. And for sure that would be a sweeter deal to fight Anderson, but the goal for me is to be the champion.
Now that's been something in your past. You started martial arts at a pretty young age and fighting professionally at a pretty young age. So I think you've always been pretty strong mentally in this game, and maybe that's been your strong suit all along. Because you had to go and fight. You went and fought in Japan right from the get-go in your career, and not a lot of guys could handle that, I think, at your age. You went over, when you were like 18 or 19 to start fighting over there?
My first fight over there I was 19, I believe. And, it was a great experience, though. It really helped form me as a fighter, and for sure, I mean, I would go over there and fight without a corner man or any training partners or anything, just go over there by myself. When I started over there, that's how it was, just me, and I'd sit in my hotel room and warm up and do my workouts, whatever. Yeah.
How was that when you first went over there? Was it kind of scary when you first started doing that?
I'm sure it was. I was more focused on what I had to do. So I don't really necessarily remember being scared or anything, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure I was really nervous and that, but I've always been very determined, and when the pressure's on, that's when I perform the best.
Do you feel like that type of experience to start off your fighting career kind of built the base for the rest of it?
Yeah, I think it really molded me as a fighter.
How do you feel like you've changed since then? I mean, as far as, obviously, physically, you've changed a lot. You used to fight at lighter weights, and you're up to 185 now, and you're actually a very big 185-pound fighter, very fit. But how do you feel like you've changed mentally since then? Has it just been a growing process where you've just got stronger and stronger mentally?
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. I think I was always strong mentally, and I was always able to go into the fights and fight like a professional. I wouldn't go out there and use all my energy in the first minute. I would make myself relax. I would go out there and move the same way I would move in training, and that's a very hard thing to do when you have everyone's watching you, the pressure's on, you got a guy in front of you who's trying to kill you. It's not an easy thing to do, but I think the main thing that's changed for me mentally, I guess, would just be experience. I've seen enough fighters, and I kind of pick up on maybe the way they act, how they might fight, or just little things like that. Like I don't think necessarily I've changed so much mentally, except for just having the experience advantage.
Now, going into your fight with Yushin Okami at UFC 122, what do you see in him, the little things? What are the little things you see about Yushin Okami that maybe can be exploited? Or what is it about his style that makes him so successful, but that you see areas where he may have weaknesses?
Well,
obviously, you're not going to give away a game plan, but just kind of an assessment of him.
Yeah, he's a very patient fighter. He likes to control the pace of the fight and control the distance and control where the fight goes. But he definitely has some openings, and that's where I plan to do my attacks is on those openings and force him to fight my fight.
Now, with him going into this fight, also with everything on the line, do you see do you see any pressure for him, because he's maybe more pressure for him because he has been so close in the UFC but never have given that opportunity to take that step and face an Anderson Silva or whoever holds the title? I mean, do you feel like there's more at stake for him maybe because you've been there and you know what this all takes? I mean, it's kind of hard to speak for somebody else's mind.
I mean, that's one of those things. I'll definitely, because that, if he feels the pressure, he might fight a certain way, and I think that's something I'll pick up on maybe when I see him.
That's one of those experience things you were talking about, where maybe you sense things like that in the ring.
Yeah, or even before the fight. Honestly, I don't really know, and I don't necessarily care. I just know that this is what I want, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to, anytime I have an opportunity, I'm going to do damage and try to knock him out.
All right, well, Nate, we look forward to seeing you in the main event, UFC 122, Nate Marquardt versus Yushin Okami. Title shot on the line.
Cool, man. Thanks.